Before we begin, please imagine the bell notification is on and you're subscribed to Rahi's Stories. The text came on December 3rd. Christmas is getting too pricey this year. We're keeping it to immediate family only. I stared at it longer than necessary, reading tone into punctuation that wasn't there. Immediate family. My daughter and I apparently didn't qualify. I typed back, "Okay, we understand." I showed it to Ava that evening. She's 10, old enough to notice what isn't said. "Are we still sending gifts to Grandpa?" she asked. "Yes," I said. She nodded, accepting it in that careful way children do when they sense something adult and complicated underneath. I didn't argue with my father. Over the years, I've learned that challenging him leads nowhere productive. He prefers decisions that arrive fully formed, presented as financial wisdom. What I didn't know yet was that this one wasn't about money. On Christmas Eve, Ava and I baked sugar cookies and watched a movie. It was quiet, smaller than usual, but peaceful. I told myself this might even become our own tradition. At 8:42 p.m., my phone buzzed. My sister Rachel had posted a video. I almost didn't open it. The camera panned across my parents' living room. Full tree, extended relatives, my cousin's kids tearing into wrapping paper. My brother-in-law handed out gifts from a pile that looked anything but restrained. Louder music, a slow sweep of faces. Immediate family apparently had expanded. Ava walked into the kitchen while the video was still playing. She watched over my shoulder. "Oh," she said softly, "they look like they're having fun." There are certain tones a child uses when they are trying not to ask a question that feels risky. "Why didn't Grandpa invite us?" she asked a moment later. I didn't answer right away. I could have blamed miscommunication, could have said maybe it was last minute, but she had seen the size of that gathering. "Maybe Ava had a different plan," I said finally. She nodded again, too quickly. "I guess we're not immediate," she said, trying to smile. That was the moment something in me shifted. Not rage, not humiliation, clarity. For the past 2 years, I had been covering small things that kept growing. Rachel's car insurance after her hours were cut. My parents' prescription co-pays when Medicare adjustments took longer than expected. The temporary transfer to help with property taxes when Dad's contractor payments were delayed. It was never dramatic, just steady. Automatic withdrawals set up under my name because my credit was stronger. No one asked how it affected my budget. No one needed to. Generosity had become background noise. That night, after Ava went to bed, I opened my laptop. I didn't cancel anything out of anger. I reviewed each recurring payment carefully. Car insurance removed as authorized payer. Property tax installment future transfers canceled. Pharmacy auto draft switched back to their primary account. Each portal asked the same question: "Are you sure?" Yes. If Christmas was too pricey, I assumed financial independence would be welcome. The next morning at 9:17 a.m., the family group chat activated. Dad, insurance company says the auto pay failed. Rachel, my car coverage is showing inactive. What happened? Mom, pharmacy couldn't process payment this morning. I waited until the third message before replying. Since we're all tightening budgets, I reviewed my automatic payments. I've stepped back from covering additional expenses. You'll need to update your accounts directly. There was a pause in the chat, the digital equivalent of everyone looking at one another. "Rachel, you're seriously doing this right now?" Dad called immediately. "What is this about?" he asked, not angry, yet confused. "You said Christmas was too expensive," I replied. I realized I needed to make adjustments too. "That's not the same thing. It feels connected." Silence. "We didn't think you'd mind," he said finally. I thought about Ava's face the night before. "I did mind," I answered. Another silence, longer. "You're making a statement," he said. "I'm making a boundary." I didn't mention the video. He knew. Later that afternoon, Rachel sent a private message. "You could have talked to us." I stared at it. "You could have invited us," I typed back. She didn't respond. The practical consequences were immediate but not catastrophic. They updated accounts, reactivated payments, adjusted budgets. No one lost their house, no one went without medication. What shifted wasn't survival, it was assumption. A week later, my mother called. "We didn't mean to exclude Ava," she said softly. "It just got complicated." "I know," I replied. "I'll help when I choose to," I said, "not automatically." There was a disappointment in her sigh, maybe even regret. Ava hasn't mentioned the video again. Kids move forward faster than adults. But last night, while we were cleaning up dinner, she said, "Next Christmas, can we just stay home again?" "Yes," I said. And this time, it wasn't consolation, it was preference. I don't know what next year will look like with my parents. The fracture isn't loud, but it's real. Support may resume someday, maybe differently, maybe transparently. But now when I send help, it will be named, and when we're excluded, it won't be subsidized. Sometimes the loudest thing you can do in a family isn't raise your voice, it's just adjusting the ledger.